So how about this presidential election, which is getting really interesting? We have sort of the Biden camp, which represents the extreme pro-vax approach to medicine, and Biden, it looks like maybe he shouldn't have gotten boosted right before that debate. And then there's Trump, who represents the drink 15 Diet Cokes per day and eat junk food and stuff, that approach to health. And then there's RFK Jr., who is more on our wavelength, it seems, skeptical about over-vaccination, but working on his health through lifestyle measures and diet and things like that, coming back from an early adulthood as a heroin addict. And now he's like doing backflips and stuff at whatever age he's at. In a way, this presidential campaign is kind of an advertisement for, what outcome you get from these different health approaches, isn't it?
Boy, that's a good summary. I'm a political independent, and I also view that the president works for me, not vice versa. This is very important. So as a public citizen, you and I have the right to criticize our future employees and our current employees. We have the right to do that since they work for us. We're a democracy, not a monarchy. None of these people are kings. They don't stand in front of us like kings. And you know what? I think all of them, there's plenty of room for criticism, plenty of room. Let's just take Biden, the incumbent. If you look at films of him in 2019 and 2024, he has had massive, significant cognitive decline. He's also had motor impairment. He walks with a shuffling gait. He's lost the expression on his face. I can tell you there's certain reflexes. I bet he has a glabellar and rooting reflex if we were to examine him. He has what looks to me like a classic vaccine injury syndrome, a form of cognitive decline. It's been published, as you cited the paper, I believe, by Rowan colleagues from Korea, but also Stephanie Senath and others have published on this. And in my clinical experience, I've had patients like Biden. It's a blend of Parkinson's disease and Alzheimer's. It's not classic for either one. So he has a mixed picture. That would be something that, a lot of neurocognitive syndromes you can actually diagnose by just watching somebody on film. One time I was asked to go on Fox News a while back, and they said, Dr. McCollough, don't try to diagnose anybody from the film. But I think this one you actually can. And so people are very, very uncomfortable with Biden's, capabilities and whether or not he could actually survive 4 years. From the time someone has dementia to the time they die, on average, is about 2 years. So it's not a long life with dementia, and his decline is rapid. If I was to predict, I would predict some health event happens with Biden before the election. A serious pneumonia, an aspiration, a fall, a stroke, a hip fracture, something along those lines. He looks like he's on that course. If we were to take Trump is obese. He appears vigorous and active. He plays golf, but he lacks a considerable insight. And I think he lacks intellectual courage. So one of the attributes of someone who is courageous is they have the courage to admit they're wrong.